Good day. Dr. MARYAMU, BEULAH FIYEDANSARA, JOSEPH-YESU. That's my private name, my company name, which you can see. I'm from a leather conglomerate limited. My other name is Dr. Mary Kudi. Dr. Mary Kudi was my married name. I'm divorced, so I've changed my name, which is MARYAMU BEULAH. First name was MARYAMU BEULAH FIYEDANSARA, the middle name. JOSEPH-YESU is my surname, which is my company name, in case you see my company registration. But it's all the same person. My PhD, which I put the certificate up on eBay, my selling site is Mary Kudi. That's the name I use for my PhD. I changed my name, or decided to have changed the name to MARYAMU BEULAH for my private documents, which I use to register my company, which is all legit. It's the same person. So I'm coming here today on the webinar I organized why dietary meals. Why are we having dietary meals? I want to welcome you to this meeting. I want to say thank you for attending the webinar. Thank you for coming on my site on eBay. And thank you for buying my products. My products, I'm putting them up there with a knowledge. I'm selling them out of knowledge. And I'm stepping into the area of production of dietary supplements for the better of mankind. There's an ethos I live by. Whatever I do to earn or to make money, it should be such that will benefit humanity, will benefit if human beings or animals, but let it benefit a living thing. Let it be something that will be of use to mankind. And the area I studied is, I had my PhD in is nanomedicine, using nano to find new cures for diseases or for body ailments or disorders. Why nano? Nano is like a bullet. Nano makes a drug to be like a bullet, specifies the drugs, makes it so specific and direct target to the matter it wants to address. Nano is like a bullet. Like bullet is to guns. That's how nano is to medication. You can use nano to really fine point medication so that it will reach it directly. And also it protects, because most of our drugs that we have are made in laboratory. They are synthesized from chemicals, plastics, certain in chemistry use them, they get them, they synthesize them, a lot of them. And a lot of them, because they are made from chemicals, they have side effects, which are not good for the body. So what nano does is to mask these side effects, so that by the time it reaches the target of it means to heal in your body, it has not affected much of the body. The nano covers it, reach it there, opens the drug, directed to that disease point, it cures it. And then the nano, which is made from the things you eat, most of nano materials, the materials that are used in the nano form to cover the drugs that you have are really from lipids. They are food substances. So when they go into the body see them as food. They have their enzymes that target them. So the enzyme just dissolves them, and then they are dissolving little molecules like your food substances. But because they are chained, like you do some earrings, like this earring is chain, you use a little wire to chain it to this. They are chained by certain chemicals that are, certain components that are also wired, but they are all lipids that the wire. So now they carry them that little, they pass through the body. The body sees it as food because they are tiny. The real drug is it held in this little tiny nano cover, and so it goes to the body, to the place of disease, opens up. Everything is targeted. We that make it in the lab, study it in the body, time it, set the time it will dissolve, the time it all is set into that nano, so that it has less effect. And nano is good for mostly like cancer drugs. They are usually a lot of cancer drugs that are formed in the pharmaceutical labs, they have a lot of toxicity because of the high content of activity. So they can also destroy healthy cells. So you find that with nano protects them, so that they're just targeted to that area where there is a lot of cancer cells problem. So it releases them, they kill the cancer, the body removes the repeat as it would digest your food and remove what is not needed. So, but then I the field I'm doing now, because my area is drug discovery. Yes, I have to discover the drug, and then the area of administration is nano that I specialize in. So, but I need to discover the drug and nano it to deliver it, because I need to know how to deliver it to the body, make up the way it can be delivered. That's my research, and that's my field of specialization. But now I've intended to go into dietary supplement. In discovering drugs, we found out that discovering drugs is made from the plants. Most of drugs are discovered from plant sources. Their real sources are plant sources. Well, what happens? Because the plant, maybe the plant in South America, is just found from a little village, it grows there, and the chemists came now, the researchers like me come now found out this plant can cure, can cure COVID. Let's say it can cure COVID. And then, okay, this plant can cure COVID, but it's only found in this village, Rahu in South America. It's not found anywhere, and the COVID is all over. So you can't take this plant. How many people would take it? So now what we do is we find out its chemical composition, what makes it, what number of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen it has. So now the pharmaceutical go to the lab and make a lot of it from chemicals, not of natural sources, produce many. And so he said, but because it's precursors, the source of making is from chemicals, it will have side effects. That's the problem. You find a lot of side effects. But in dietary supplements, we can do away with these side effects. And you find that most of diets, initial diet, let me take us a bit into history. The dietary supplement, are your vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D, they're in tablets form. They are also chemically preformed. They just take their physical, their constituents that makes them, they are in the body. You have this vitamin C, vitamin D in your food that you eat, in oranges, in pears, in pomegranate. Pomegranate is one rich source of medicine. It's called a bullet medicinal fruit. You can't describe it, but it's so rich in, it just has a healing property. It's called bullet, undescribable. And this is not new. I'll explain to you why. So you find out that the vitamin C you buy in tablets form, they just take the same pharmacists will take, pharmaceutical researchers will know their composition from food, then go to the lab and make them a lot with chemicals again. So there too, they are not that sound as you will eat them in the real plant as food, as part of your meal. That's why it's called dietary. It's part of your meal actually, but it's also supplement. So now we are getting into the real form of dietary supplement, in which you take the plant source. That's why now you form a dietary supplement. We find that they will tell you they are selling banana leaf. They are selling a composition like the one I have, ginger, called the ginger. When you look on my site on eBay, I'm sure that's why you saw the advert for this seminar. It has a composition. It's made from different plants, ginger and other plants, and they are just taken naturally. They are taken now because we have now optimized alternative medicine. We call it alternative medicine that is not the usual one where you have drugs from the laboratory, chemical pharmaceutical companies, they do not. So alternative medicine is the one that is concerned with dietary supplement. So now you find out that like this ginger that I said, it's the vitamins you have in it will be much better if you are taxpayer. I advise you to take it more than to go and buy vitamin C tablet or vitamin B tablet in the shop. Yes, the vitamin is concentrated, the C is concentrated, but it's chemically preformed. But when you take it in this ginger is just, they take the real ginger plant, they extract, they make it into liquid and they mix it with other plant components to give you the different components, that the different composition that will treat the things that they want it to target it, or to help your immune system to address, or to help your body cells to address. So you find out that I'm promoting dietary supplements, but not the one that we know, but going into now capitalizing more, or really taking them as part of our meal. Let it be part of our diet. Like now, if you look at the composition of this ginger, it's made, we mix it with different plant sources that has been researched in the lab. They are good for high blood pressure. They are good for arthritis. They have properties. So what they do now in the lab, let us take it, is the same people. Now, because we've got specialized, we are taking this alternative medicine further than what our parents used to have. A lot of us in our cultures, parents, we have cultures that use traditional herbs, different herbs for different treatment. But the difference is before it's not accepted, and why people more tend to go to pharmaceutical drugs is because when they use it, when they were using it locally, they don't study its toxicity. It's the toxicity that's the problem. And they don't know its true components as per targeting the different things it's meant to do. They may just be taking plants like banana leaf. I want to give you an example, banana leaf. Oh, they know they, in culture, when they take banana leaf, they are having a headache, it goes. Or they are having body pains, it goes. When they have malaria, they feel the malaria, it goes. So they now make it for that. But they don't know what components are cure and what other components in it that may even do other that will cure other diseases or other body ailments or disorders. They don't know. And also, they don't know the toxicity. Most plants, they are a mixture of good constituents and bad constituents because it's a chemical reaction. Plants are chemical factories. So you find out that what we do, research in the lab, the pharmaceutical researchers, we now study the components in this plant, like in this banana leaf, what component, what component of it, what phytoconstituents they are called in it that have medicinal value, that have dietary value, that can build the cells, help the immune system, even be active against certain bacteria. We study. So now we pieces these phytoconstituents to know. So if we know it can kill bacteria, it can kill COVID, it can kill bacteria that causes influenza. It can, sorry, that's virus that causes influenza. It can kill flu virus. It can kill COVID. And then it also, banana leaf can help the heart, against, increase its slow heartbeat. We can stop blood thinning. It can help the pancreas to act well. So we say, okay, it's good to help the pancreas, so it will help against diabetes, high sugar level, and then it's good for the heart. Okay, it's good for the heart. Regulate heartbeats, doesn't stops heart palpitation, all that. So now we say, oh, it also has this use if we take plant leaf. So plant leaf now, through this research in the lab, we found out that it has activity against COVID, against cold virus, against bacteria that cause pneumonia, against also, it helps in the beat of the heart, regulation of the heartbeat, good functioning of the heart. It also help in the pancreas, functioning. So we say, okay, now you can take it to cure COVID, cure influenza, cure this cold virus, help your heart against cholesterol. You can help against cholesterol, help your heart against low, heart slumping and things like that. Make your heart to beat well. It can also help your pancreas, so it will help you in doing the pancreas to work well against blood sugar, regulate the blood sugar buildup. So now we put it all together, and so now we take this plant leaf, we can make it into powder. But now, having found out, we have to find out also what is its negative consequence? What constituent in it that can now cause illness? So now we go in the lab and test it against liver and kidney. These are very important organs because the liver is your machine of the body that sieves, separates the bad components of whatever you take into the good. So the good, it passes it along to the body. The bad one, it shifts it and passes it to the kidney, and the kidney you urinate it. And also the intestine, you look at it, because the intestine now will sieve the bad too, and it will pass it through poo. So you send it through poo. Those that cannot come as urine. So we test these organs against your intestinal cells. We test these chemicals in banana that we find that may be toxic. We test the whole banana thing and find out which components are negative, that have no phytoconstituent, that are shown by their chemical composition, because certain chemical compounds that once you see them, they are not good for the body, from historic sense, from other researches that have shown this. So now you now begin to look at them. So you now pieces them and find out these components if they are in this banana leaf. And now you test this banana leaf against these organs of the body, the whole leaf itself, and see if it's okay, it's not affecting these organs. or the level is affecting is less. Now you look at the level. Then you now find this constituents. But does it have these constituents that may be responsible for its toxicity against the liver cells? Now we test it against liver cells, kidney cells in the lab. So now once we found out the constituents that are responsible for it, then we find out the concentration. Are these bad constituents in high concentration? If they are too high concentration, then is there a way they can be removed? Is there a way that when you mix them with another compound in another plant, they can be masked? And then when a person eats, that's why you find out that in composition, in alternative medicine, using natural plants, you find people that have started using different compositions, because certain plant, certain organic compound can reduce the activity of certain plant constituents when it's mixed together. So we found out that if you do that, could you reduce it? If it does, you test it again on the liver cells, kidney cells, the intestinal cells. If it does, then now you say, okay, at what level does it do? So if a person takes it at 440 milligram, it can be masked along with banana leaf, along with, say, spinach leaf. Spinach leaf has component that marks it. So we say, okay, now we'll take spinach and banana leaf, make it into liquid for you to drink, and say, okay, you take 40 milligram of it just once a day. Because we know at 40 milligram, once it gets into the body, it's not that harmful. But if it's less, so that the liver can send it out to kidney without harming liver, and you can exert it as urine. So that is now the thing that is happening. That is why now taking alternative medicine, using plants, different plant parts now into the level we are taking it, so that now it can be taken, into the researching in laboratory, and then bringing it out to either as condiment, either as spices, either as juice, either as drink, either as sweets, either as chewing gum, is better than our traditional fathers who didn't know its toxic level. They didn't know the toxic chemicals. They didn't know which is goodness, how far the goodness are with different form of the goodness constituents it has, factor constituents it has, which now we researchers, pharmaceutical researchers, people that research drug and drug delivery have moved it up that level. So now at this level, it is good for you to use alternative medicine. But even that is good to use from companies that have set up research centers. They research these things. They know them. That's why I say attend this webinar so that you will know what you are eating. You don't just go because it's herbal medicine. It's time for everybody is taking herbal medicine. You just go on Amazon, oh, this herbal medicine. No, you have to look at the company. Look at them, go take the name of the company, go on Google, see, is it a reputable company? It's not just a company like the one from Nigeria. NAFDAC checks it. There's a company called NAFDAC that checks the genuinity of products, change their genuinity in terms of genuine production, genuine health and safety, rules. Is research, the research results, is it good to be taken? Is it harmful, not harmful, before they okay it to send it out? So you have to check that, because now we've come to age where we can know that, and there are companies that are doing that, and we want to further that, because plants are a rich source. Plants are not just there for food, they are also for healing. You find that like your ginger now. People take ginger because it's hot. Yes, it's spicy. But the spicing compound of ginger makes it good for the heart. It also has, our parents, they would take it, oh, it's good for cold, the spicy, brings out the kata, all that. Yes, but because they've not researched it, now under research condition, we found out that this ginger has properties that kill certain bacteria. I have a friend, and Ilo actually did a research and found out that cloves and ginger, they have antibacterial properties against certain bacteria that are causing problem to man. So you find that now, since with this research, we found that our ginger, apart from cough and cold, apart from spiciness, helping the heartbeat, it also has antibacterial properties against this disease. It can be salmonella if you're in typhoid area. So now when you take ginger, you take it in such a way with understanding that you just don't put it in your little soup. You make a drink of it. You buy the drink of ginger, it's a cure. So now it's concentrated to cure also these diseases. So you find that most plants that are actually food by researchers confirmed them, have a lot of medicinal values. And this is not a mistake. This is put there by God. In the Bible, I'm a Christian. In the Bible, it is written, God told us in the Bible that the plants are for medicine. He knows what he's doing. Because he said the plants, the leaves are for medicine. The leaves of plants are for medicine. That's exactly how he puts it. The leaves are for medicine, healing of the nations. Why are the leaves for medicine? Yes, different parts of the plants could be found to have medicinal value. But the leaves have more medicinal value because they are the factory of the plant. They are the manufacturing factory. The plant manufactures its food from the leaf, then transport it to the other part. So the leaf is very rich in a lot of components, especially those that are edible. And most edible leaves have phytoconstituents, compositions in them that make them have healing properties. And when most of them that have this, you find that the toxic components in them are low. This is produced by God. That's why a lot of times before our time in which we are doing research to know the composition of the toxicity, to tell you which dosage to take, how much to take, our parents, once they know a leaf can be eaten and it doesn't kill them, then they know it has medicinal value. They try to research it, find out, when I eat it, does it cure that? Does it cure that? Okay, when you eat it with this, does it cure that? Which, if you add it with that, and then they make it, they cure it. That's how they know. So you find out that now what we do is in the lab, researchers like me, we find out its toxic level. Once we know it has a bit of toxicity, even if it has, say it has 90% of good components that make it healing, that gives it healing, gives it nutrient to the body, and it has 10% of components that can cause trouble in the body. We found that these components that can cause trouble, how much trouble can they cause to the organs of the body? Now we test them in the lab against the liver cells, kidney cells, intestinal cells, if there are things that are taken. If there are things that go through your blood, we test them against the blood cells. Some you test them against the brain cells to see if they cross the brain level, their toxicity. So now once you know the level, we know the level of their toxicity. We now determine how can they be diluted. If now we give them, since the goodness chemicals in it are 90%, the toxic components that are not good for the body are just 10%. What can we max it with? What other plant can we mask it with? We can bring along that when they react, reduces the toxicity. If we find out that if we take banana leaves as 10% toxicity, we mix it with the leaf of spinach, there are components of spinach that can max its toxicity, reduce it, and not make it more toxic when you eat it. We put them together as your supplement. But if we find out that the toxicity is such that banana leaf, even if you take it on its own, the toxicity, if you take 40 milligrams of it or 40 mils of it, can be taken, can be cleaned, can be sieved by your liver and taken out through the kidney. Your kidney sieve and takes it out of your body. Then we say take 40 mils. But if 40 mils is high, say 10 mils, then eat it with food. If we find that the food will help it to flush out, you see. So that's what we do in the lab. So we are optimizing. We are optimizing alternative medicine from the traditional healers we know, taking on the place they are inadequate because they don't have the techniques, like the researching of the different components, the concentration of the components, how to take them, because they are components, the presence of toxic components of the plant, how to interact them with other plants to max them or to reduce their level, with the level of their composition. And these plants, if they have nutrients, do they have activity against certain bacteria and viruses? So now we all in the lab, and we know how to bring different plants that can work together to do different cures of a man's need. So now we put them together. Like if you go on my site on eBay, you find the supplements I send. They have many cures. You say, oh, why are they having many cures? This is a no. But if you look at the things that made them, go to the little writing of their ingredients, you find out that they are put from by different ingredients. Different ingredients, maybe this leaf, ginger, put along with this plant, put along with this plant. They are not just saying in the lab, we find that when you put ginger with this plant, you put it with this part, with this plant, you make them together, they now can work together to boost each other's activity in the body, to deliver nutrients and to also work stronger against certain bacteria, certain illnesses of the body. So now we tell you to take this. If we say taking in liquid, we make it to and also we test how long it is in body. If it's better, it can be digested easily, as a powder, we tell you we make it into powder and sell it. But if it cannot be digested easily as a powder, we make it into a form like a liquid, or we can make it into a gel, you know. And some, even if you find out that you are not supposed to be eating, but you can rub on the body that can cure certain itches, we tell you don't eat them because the toxin level is high for that, but it has phytoconstituents that are good for the skin. The toxicity in it will not destroy the skin. So don't put it in the mouth, just do use it for skin diseases. So that is the level we're in. And this is good because this level now withdraws away from pharmaceutical drugs that are synthesized by chemicals with a lot of side effects. We now begin to search out plants around us that are actually abundant sources of nutrients, helping our organs, helping our cells, our immunity, our white blood cells, red blood cells, our macrophages, our immune system, our cells to function, our organs to function, as well as also giving nutritive values of your vitamins, of your proteins. So now we make them into the form. And now you can say, but there's also the problem. Oh, can you go around all the world? Yes, we can, if we maintain it. Now, what is happening is, I saw in Manchester, they found out that when you plant strawberry with a certain flower, they can work together in terms of pollination and, and survival. Because certain plants, you put them together, they will kill each other in their nutrient, in bidding for the nutrient around them. But they can work together. So now they are putting this flower with strawberries. So when you go to the bed, you find strawberries. So now what we begin to do with this knowledge, now instead of you are living in a countryside, instead of planting just grass and just having a good flower, you can decide to plant you go there, you plant, maybe there's a flower there that has been found to have medicinal value in another part of the world and can be cultured in Britain. You now take it and make it part of your plant. So now you put plants that are beautiful, and then you put along with this plant also that is medicinal. So now you can use it. If you find that you study it, it's good, it's useful, you can put it as your herb, take it naturally, cut it like your basil herbs, like your basil, you now make it part of your herbs. The Chinese have a lot of that, Chinese people. They have a lot of plants. They nurture these plants in their ecosystem, and they just take them and put them as part of food. Instead of just having anything around it, we can begin to do target agriculture. We target what we have around us in planting them, in growing them. Or you can go and buy from companies that are growing them. Most of these companies now, like a company in Nigeria, I think I had, they've taken a big farmland and they know this plant, they are just harvesting it and using it, harvesting it. So that our lands are not left to use, especially in Britain. We have a lot of green land not being used. But if we can have investors that would take people like me, have investment, we begin to take certain plants that can be grown here, that have medicinal value. We can begin to culture them, to horticulture of them, and be producing them, making them as herbs, as spices, or as drinks, or as sweets. Look at frankincense. Do you know frankincense? Frankincense is burnt for the incense. It has medicinal value for cold, it has medicinal value for teeth. It has a lot of medicinal values. So you find out that once you burn frankincense, the smoke gets into the body, it stops inflammation. It helps body cells against inflammation, arthritis, inflammatory cases also. And also this frankincense, it's like a gum. It's like a chewing gum. It's good also for healing of the tooth problems. Isn't that beautiful? So this is a natural chewing gum. Instead of going and buying a chewing gum full of sugar and other chemicals that will come and rot your tooth, go buy frankincense gums. They are sold on Amazon. I'm selling them on my site too. I have them on my site, and you can go on Amazon anywhere. If you buy on my site, I look for the natural ones. I research them, look for them. Don't buy just any, because there are some that are just, they put the resin, they'll say for burning. Sometimes in the burning, they'll put charcoal. So don't buy for burning. Buy for one that doesn't say for burning. It's just gums, natural sauce, like the one I have on my site. Research is come from India, natural sauce. You can chew them. So now you just take, and the advice is frankincense, because it also has other phytoconstituents that can be harmful. But when you take 40 milligrams in a day, it's not harmful. It's been researched on. So you can take it and make it your chewing gum. Less than 4. That's what I do now. I don't buy chewing gum. I just take a bit of frankincense, put it and be chewing it. It's brought healing to my gums, to my tooth. It's medicinal against inflammation in my body, helps my body system against inflammation, my immunity against cold, and then it's also a chewing gum. You see, so we have these natural things around us. We just have to put money where it's needed, put our intelligence where it's needed, put our effort where it's needed, and be intentional in our living, strategic, intentional living, in which what we have around us, what we plant are targeted. What we eat is targeted to build us up, not just in terms of vitamin, proteins, but have healing values in them that can help our immunity, that can help our organs, that can fight against certain diseases in our environment. And we all have it. The Lord said in the Bible, the leaves are for the healing of the nations. The leaves are for medicine in 2 places. And the leaves are for medicine. And it's true, I found that in my research, I took a seed of the same plant, of the same class of plant, and I took the leaf. I found that I told my supervisor, I said, the Bible says it's the leaf. Why the leaf? Because it's the factory of making the food of the plant. So it's rich source. It makes it there. Like now, if you are cooking in the house, the kitchen is the source of the food. Yes, they may take you. You are sitting in the front room. They will take it in a plate. But if you want to eat as much as you want, come to the kitchen, eat from the pot. So the plant, the leaf is the source, the factor of making the food is rich there. It's made up there and it's sent to other parts of the plant. So the other parts would have it, but the composition, the interaction, the richness is more in the leaf. So you find though other parts of the plant, people use them too, but mostly leaves are a rich source of medicinal plant activity and the rich source of vitamins, those that can be eaten. So now, when you are doing supplements, go and check out, read. Don't just waste time, read the ingredients. Now you are beginning to learn in this seminar webinar that I'm giving. Then look at the company that makes them. Yes, there are other companies, that could make them, but if what they put as their ingredients are common food that people have been eating, buy from them. But if you are looking for the dietary supplement that may have other components that people don't normally eat, but you've had story that they cure certain diseases or they help the body, then go to companies that make them well, or research them to see the activity. What makes them, what this plant, what makes it. It's all mostly on Google. And also the supplements I bring here, this is my first webinar. I want with time to go up to take each of the supplement I sell to give us a webinar on them so that you will know what you are buying from me. Anything I bring on my site or eBay, I want to give a seminar. This is the introduction. Why dietary supplement? Because dietary supplement are a rich source, not just of your nutritive components that vitamins, proteins, but they also have phytoconstituents in them that have healing properties, that have medicinal values, therapeutic values, which now if we ginger good research on them, like the pharmaceuticals have done, we may come to a time which we wouldn't need pharmaceuticals. We wouldn't need to use chemicals, preformed drugs, chemically preformed drugs that have a lot of side effects because they are preformed from chemicals, from components that are not natural. These components are natural. They are nature. When we say by nature, what I mean is they are organic. They are degradable. It's more like your plastic and your paper. Your paper is taken from wood. It's degradable. But your plastic that is made from laboratory chemicals put together, straighten, they are polyins, strong chain, long chain, this and that. You find out that they don't degrade. So that is it. Your dietary supplement is like your paper is degradable, it's decomposed. Most of them are decomposable in your body coming out because they are researched and most of them, they are interactive, we mix them. So now we are beginning to make them more specialized and their degradability more organized. So they are degradable coming out of your body. When they go out into them, they are degradable compared to drugs that we know performing in lab by pharmaceutical, which is like your plastics. They are not degradable. But like your paperbacks, they are degradable. They are taken from wood. The components are not specialized chemicals like so even the dietary supplements are even better than the way paper is made. Because now a lot of them, they just look, certain food we've now, ginger, cloves, we've been able to know more about them. They have other medicinal values. They can kill certain diseases. Now, when you mix them, they can do this. We are mixing them for you. They are normal food you eat, but when we bring them together, a certain composition, we add them with honey, they could do this. They could cure this disease. They could help this organ of your body. So now we present them to you as drinks, present them to you as powder, we present it to you as chocolate, as gums. You come a time which we have them in different forms. And that's the level we want to go. And we can. We can, because now we know them. People will begin to grow them. We'll begin to do target horticulture, growth agriculture. Target agriculture, how to do this. We'll begin to conserve. That's why it's important to do climate change. Climate change is important because once we don't control our climate, we lose most of these plants. Some of them, places will go arid, or there will be flood. They will be taken away, this and that, and we lose resources of life-giving materials. So we need to be good in climate change. I'm a supporter of climate, of cutting down, the ozone layer, cutting down these compounds that destroy the environment. I'm a climate change activist. I support. I wanted to actually do my PhD in climate change, how to, that is, how to control, how to see that the climate is conserved, is preserved, the ecosystem is preserved, our environment, environmental technology, all this, because mostly these plants are, a lot of them, put there by the Almighty God for our good. He made all things. It's when you begin to know that you know that evolution is just a theory. There's not evolution. There's a strategic creator who created everything for the good of man. Most of these herbal things too, you can find them in sea, and sea, not animals, like sea plants. They're also a rich source of medicine, of medicines, a very rich source of medicine that now people are trying to go into. So we are surrounded by a lot of sources, and you can eat them, not the, like sea plants, mostly sea plants. A lot of drugs are less coming from animals. Animals are mostly consumers. Plants are mostly the production, house of the earth. That's what I call them. They are the stabilizing factor of the earth in terms of stabilizing the gaseous emission, gaseous down, oxygen, that they are also in terms of the resources they have in them, either land plants or sea plants. So this is just to tell you that dietary supplements applied with the knowledge. Now you can go on internet, get more knowledge. People like me that are giving webinars, you are here. I'm here to be producing webinars. This is my first. And I thank you for coming on my site. Thank you for being my customer. And I want people that buy from me to buy with confidence, to buy with knowledge, and they buy with assurance. So the products I bring, I look at the company, I hear the stories, the reviews. I'll begin to put review on my site, and then I research them. So next time, and every month I'll be bringing webinars on the different dietary supplements I sell. So now stay tuned for end of October, 30th of October, if it's a weekday. I'll bring a webinar on one of the products, and I would like you to come and ask your questions or to bring your input. If you are in the same area with me, we rub minds. This is a discussion so that we'll be robust on what we eat. We'll eat them with knowledge. We can go there and talk about them and be confident, and contribute to the area. So thank you so much. Go on my site on eBay and selling. You've come, you see it, my products, Farfaron, ginger, Jixmo, and to stem cells too. Some of them elude their stem cells, Farfaron stem cells therapy. What it means by stem cell is not that it's not the normal stem cell where you do in the hospital, in terms of where there are certain of these plants that we have around us that actually help in the production of cells. They help the body in producing more healthy cells, replacing degenerated cells, replacing dead cells, replacing sick cells. So they help in that. I will go into that. These are also dietary supplements. They are plants that help in your stem cells. In the stem cells produce the cells of the body. So they do that. They help in the functioning When I take the different supplements, we talk on them, their stem cell value, why they are stem cell supplements, those that are no stem cells for stem cell, why they are not and what they are used. I want to take them one after the other of what I sell, and then deal on the topic more, because this is a wild feed. This is just an introduction to tell you I'm real, to tell you what I gear to and what I want to do, which is my passion. You know, that humanity will eat. You say you are what you eat. Now, no more is it in production, in providing vitamins, vitamin D. No, it's now even in making you healthy, making you robust, making you grow younger, rebuild their cells, rebuild their organs, make them more, revive them, keep away diseases, because God has made it so. The Creator is God Almighty, the living God. He's done that for our good. He loves us. That's why I know God loves man so much. It's put everything for our good. We are what we eat. I'm a person that believes that we are what we eat and we are what we wear. That's why if you look at my son, these earrings are it's made it from precious stones. There are certain gemstones too that have medicinal value. Some of them have oxygen lock in them. When you put it as bangles, they stop the cells of the body from having redox reaction. You've all these cancer cells of the body, of the skin, because they carry oxygen. They reduce the redox reaction. The cells having less oxygen and degenerating and all that. Some of these stones, precious stones, have them. And the Bible also has them. God has 12 precious stones that is put as the foundation of the New Jerusalem. He said he even built the life with precious stones. And when you study these precious stones, they have values. Their chemical composition have medicinal values. And also their value in terms of their aura is also there. So I'm into fashion. You are what you wear, in terms of you don't just wear anything, because certain things, certain chemicals you wear, certain things you wear can really harm the body, can harm the mind. They have certain chemicals that bring certain reaction. They interact with the sweat, they interact with the skin, their smell can trigger some chemical hormonal reactions. Chemical reactions in the body, you don't know. For certain ones, they have certain chemicals, their smell can calm. Their smell, when we have them, they can calm the senses. When you wear them, their components can bring certain properties, their aura. So I'm not into crystals or rock now. I'm taking the 12 stones that the Lord said is making the New Jerusalem with, and I'm researching them, found that they are great values. And over time, I've looked at history, how they've been used, and how they can really be of good to us. Man, the environment we are in has both spiritual realm and physical realm. That's what we do. There is the spiritual realm, there is the physical realm. And man has both interacting with him, both the spiritual realm and the physical realm interacting with man. Some of these stones have that spiritual realm. And there are those that God has set them with good spiritual realm. There are those that they are not for good spiritual realm. And there are those that the people use them, like those that use crystals, take their spiritual realm and turn it for that which is not good. So you find that there is that. This I'm searching that I'm into what you eat, you are what you eat, and you are what you wear. My ethos is to change that what we eat and what we wear benefits us spiritually, emotionally, mentally. Like most of mental disorders comes from smell. A lot of people, their chemical composition affects the brain, and it's what they smell, can be what they rub on the face, can bring allergies, can interact with the skin, cells can interact with the organ, seep into the body and affect. All this is there. And it's a very dynamic site of activity. Man itself is a dynamic laboratory of activity with his environment, until we know. So I'm going into that. So next 30th of October or 31st, we'll have the next seminar, and I'll put the one supplement, the ones I said, the one we'll begin with, and we'll have a discussion on it. So if you want to have questions to ask, please contact me on 07484 391 369. WhatsApp, all the name on WhatsApp. WhatsApp, text me. Text me on WhatsApp. Chat me on WhatsApp. 07484 391 369. Chat me on WhatsApp. And then I will give you my email address because it's long. Once you contact me on WhatsApp, I'll give you my email address if you want to go discussion by email. And then I can send you the link. The link for this webinar, you can be seeing them. I'll be putting the advert on my eBay site, like I did this very well. And also, you can drop your email on my eBay messaging, your email messaging box, and I can email you. Or you can email me, you can message me on my eBay messaging box with any question. And I will always, the next one, I'll put the advert there and what I'll be discussing. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate your customer loyalty. I appreciate your purchases. I appreciate all you do to see that this field goes further by buying what we produce. It's like fair trade. We use natural compounds. We try work. We don't use GM. Most of the companies don't use GM. As we support fair trade, I would encourage us to support this field until we have it growing and we have less of preformed pharmaceutical drugs that carry a lot of side effects, and we begin to enjoy the rich wealth of abundant nature we have in us, organic, good nature, plants for food, for nutrients, for healing of diseases and bodies. Thank you so much. And even if it's not for healing, to maintain, God wants us to maintain. God doesn't want us to even degenerate into healing, into sickness. Once some of these drugs, if some of these herbs that are, if you make them part of your normal meal, some of these plants, some of these supplements, you make them part of your living, it keeps off. Helps you not to come under disease. Help you not to, some of them, if they are good for, like, for example, good for diabetes, you begin to take them, it will help you the boost the activity of your pancreas, its activity, so that it will be producing more insulin, so you don't come under diabetes. So you don't even get there. So it maintains the healthy body. That's one good thing with supplements. Supplementary diet, especially the one we are getting into producing them the natural products, not attempting them in the lab to change, to take and make them know. You find out that they protect you from diseases when you make them part of your meal, part of your daily living, your consumable things. They protect you. They keep your cell body. They keep your functioning of your organs healthy and well. So you live a robust, healthy life. That is the level we want to get to, not just in the cure. That's what they are very good. You start them. Make them part of your eating habits. Don't just go and eat chewing gum. Find a natural product like maya too. You can chew maya at a certain composition too. It's also healthy. Maya has anti-cancer properties, which I'm also selling on my side. It has a gum you can be chewing every side. There is the maya that you can burn, which sometimes they put cold. I don't buy that. There's the one that is pure maya. You eat it. You take a bit and just be chewing like chewing gum. It has anti-cancer properties apart from other things. Wonderful. Natural chewing gum. So you find that other usefulness of Mayatu, which I will discuss, is part of my product, but I'll take them one by one. So I want to thank you. And I say, have a good day. Enjoy the new month. See you at the end of October. God bless you all. Thank you.